So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you for joining onto this channel again. Starting off with the match stats. So in this game we had 17 shots in total, and the opposition only had 8. Overall it was a very strong performance, but then again we only had 40% possession, so they were dominating with the possession holding of the ball as such, but we were just much better in the counter attack and just decisive. And you'll see with my rating as well, 7.3 rating. I made 0 tackles. 0 tackles in this game. But I won the possession 8 times and I lost it 0 times. So the way that I was playing, again, making sure that my positioning, the line of defense was always key. You know, my partner now, who I've been playing with now for the past 2 days, he's been good. You know, it's just us forming that relationship and understanding, which has helped out. So it was a really great performance. You could see me intercepting a lot of the passes, and just generally it was a very strong performance on myself. Yes, I made 0 tackles, but again, you don't need to make tackles every single game, and the 2 goals that we did concede wasn't any of our fault. It was the first goal that we conceded. It was a case where the goalkeeper should have caught the cross, but somehow he's an AI, somehow he lets it go, and then of course the player scores after that. And then the second one, it was our captain. He was moving the goalkeeper. So again, it was a case where he's out of position and they scored. So nothing for me to fault. I'm quite pissed off I didn't get a clean sheet. You know, I do love to have the clean sheets being a defender. I've made, I think, 33 clean sheets at the club at the moment with, I think, 100 appearances. But again, it's been a bit challenging with us trialing different players. Again, different outfield players being out of position. Like in this game itself, we had our a right back who's actually our first team goalkeeper. So again, he never plays outfield as such. So it was trying to get used to what he's doing. He was playing very deep, and I don't like that. I like to play quite high and just seeing how the teams flow. And of course, if they do go for the lob ball, intercepting those and just, you know, understanding the move that the opposition's going to be making. So yeah, we had him on my right. He was literally as my right back. He wasn't great, and he's going to go back to goalie, man. Like, yeah, we had to win this game in order to stay in the Division 1. I don't know what the hell the guys were doing over the last couple of days, but they've been playing really bad. But no, generally this was a good game from our side of things. Counter-pressing football, the way that we were playing. We scored all of our goals in the first half, so you'll see the type of goals that we scored as well. We should have scored much more. There was a chance that we had where it hit the post, so generally it was a very dominating performance on ourselves. Yep, they had 60% possession, but I don't mind. You know, we completely dominating them. They were all in my back pocket, and again, it wasn't any of my fault. So again, very strong defensive performance from myself, and then I'm glad that I've got a centre back partnership too. I've been wanting that for a while, and this new guy, I think his name is Abulba or something like that. He's good. He listens to me, and that's the best thing. So let's see how it goes with that. But no, what we're going to be talking about is yesterday's game, the Nations League with Spain versus Portugal, just a bit about that, and then just all about Stranger Things and those that are fans about Stranger Things. So we'll be talking about that a bit later on this video. But yeah, just starting off with the prediction that I made yesterday for Spain versus Portugal. Of course, rivals in a way. And again, they are positioned in the Nations League table. So with this one, I did predict it was going to be both teams to score. But then I did say that Portugal was going to win. Again, it was going to be dependent on the lineup. So they missed out with the likes of Ronaldo, as well as Jota as well, who's played every single game possible within the league as well as the cups for Liverpool. So of course he had to have some sort of rest. I thought he was going to be playing, but no, I'm glad that he had a rest. You don't want to overplay them, similar to like Pedri, and then man is like aged by 20 years now, and Gavi is much better than Pedri at the moment. So yeah, we don't want to do that with a Jota, especially now with Mane leaving too for Liverpool. But no, it was, I didn't see the highlights, I didn't get the opportunity, but I'm glad that, you know, it was a both teams to score prediction, which I got it correct. You know, there will be more Nations Leagues, of course, fixtures coming now. So I'll be predicting along, and hopefully let's see what my tally will be of the predictions I get correct. So, no, let's see how that goes. But yeah, guys, moving over to like Stranger Things and all things Stranger Things as such. So Season 4's just come out. I'm not going to do any spoiler or anything like that, but from a Stranger Things fan point base, it is fantastic, man. Like, this Season 4 was just completely different. I didn't expect it to be good. You know, sometimes what happens with like a lot of the series when they prolong it, it just falls off. It happens with like a lot of things like Walking Dead, for example, and like other really good series. So I'm glad that Stranger Things, I was very surprised because the thing is, I'm a massive fan. Okay, so I've done like this Stranger Things Secret London thing as well, which I'll talk about later. But like the actual show itself, I've always loved. I've watched it, I think 3, 4 times, like back to back, just generally because I just like how it is, and I love that like 70s, 80s type of vibe as well. And it's just really, really cool, man, with the kids. But it's good to see how they've grown. And again, now they're so old, like they're teenagers and they're going through that phase now. So it was always going to be interesting how they were gonna adapt Stranger Things for when they are going to be much more older. So, no, it was a really, really good series, guys. I really liked it. It was something completely different, and I did have a feeling that how it was ending, it was going to be like a Harry Potter vibe. I had a feeling like a couple of episodes even before. I think it was like around like episode 3, 4, where I was like, okay, things are going on which I'm trying to understand, and I'm like, nah, I don't trust this guy, man. I don't trust him. But yeah, again, no spoiler alerts. I just want, yeah. So I was gonna just say, yeah, no spoiler alerts in general. Just do watch the series if you are a fan. It's a good series. I really do enjoy it, and it's something that I've always had like a passion for. And it was myself and a couple of friends. We actually went to this Stranger Things Secret London event. So what that is like they do these secret events all over London. So for example, after Stranger Things, they were going to do like Greece. So it's like in a secret location. When you go there, it's very secretive as such. So they send you an email like prior to like you coming over, giving you like a hint of what the dress codes are, different things that you could enroll in. So for example, they would allow you to choose different groups that you could be in. So I think there was 4 groups based on, I don't know, I think it was, I can't remember now, it was a while back, based on like what my likes are, for example. So I'd done like hip hop as well as like R&B side of things. So it was like that type of vibe, and that's the group I was in. Then there was of course like a nerdy group, and then maybe like an 80s group as well. So it was split into different groups. So the way that I dressed up, because they mentioned like, okay, when you do go to the event, you could dress up in the specific dress code. So I was like, okay, I don't know if everyone's going to be dressing up or if it's just going to be like, some people will dress up, but of course others may not. But I dressed up in like this hip hop type of thing. It was really, really cool, man. It was a good vibe. So when we got there, we lined up, we showed our tickets, and what happens is you go into the locker room and you have to put your phones away. You can't have any sort of camera recordings, no pictures or anything is allowed in this like immersion like experience. So you lock up your phones. You then get split into these groups where when you enter, it's like you enter into the mall. So of course you can't take any pictures, so it's all like just taking on the experience itself, which is, I feel, is just fantastic. So when we entered the mall, it looked exactly like how it looked in season 3. You know, when they're in the mall, the ice cream mall and the shopping mall itself, it looked exactly like that center point. So they had like the ice cream place, they had like different props as well. We actually got a photo taken where you got these actors coming around, and they're all either dressed up as, let's say, actors, and they're part of that, let's say, immersion experience. And then you've got the likes of like actors being played of like Hopper, for example. You've got like Elle, you got all of these normal people, but they look exactly like the actors in real life. So they done a very fantastic job, and we took a picture with Hopper, and I've still got the picture on me, and he looks exactly like Hopper, like the height, just generally like the way that they act as well. It's just absolutely insane. And the objectives are, once you get split into these groups, you then go on and you have to talk to these actors. Like one might be a clown at the fun fair, for example, where you have to obtain like information from him, and then he would then pass you on saying, oh, I know more information, but you need to speak to, I don't know, like the guy in the bar, for example. Then you have to go to the bar, you have to find this specific guy, but then what he does is he's not going to give you the information until we start dancing in the dance floor. So you've got all of these people doing these objectives, and they're dancing on the dance floor, and it's just got such a sick vibe to it. And like you got all of these immersive actors going around, they're part of this whole like experience too, where if you come up to them, you're like, oh, give me some hints or something. They won't give you any hints, but they might say like, okay, speak to this person. He might like help you out, but you might need to bring me something in advance, like a beer, for example. But it was hands down the best thing. We went into like the Hopper's cabin, we went to like the upside down world. So it was like it was so cool, man. It was such a cool vibe. And like I forgot to mention as well, like when we ordered food, we got pizzas, and we sat down and we're eating the pizzas, and then the actor that's playing Elle comes to the table and she's talking to me. And I don't know what the hell she's murmuring, man, but she's like in, the gown costume that she's in with the nose bloody bleeding as usual. and like she's just talking to us like in a weird way, like how Elle is, of course, like in the series. And we're eating. I'm like, this is fucking awkward, man. And then she puts a Coke can down on the table, and then like she moves away. She puts her hand out, like you know how Elle does in the series, and she does uses her powers with the hand itself. This Coke can bloody flew back into her hand, and I was like, nah. Like it was such a sick experience, man. Like it was so shocking on how sick they made it. Like I was so impressed, and it was way before COVID. I think it was a year before COVID started, so of course they couldn't do it again. But I'm really looking forward to if they do the experience again. Like it was hands down the best any sort of like experience I've ever done in my life. Like it was just so sick how they done it. And then they also had like the mayor. He's going through like the fun fair. You got the fireworks going, and then all of a sudden like you've got all of the creatures coming, and then it's just so sick. Then you go into another room, and then you just see like different elves running around. Like it's just so sick, man. It was insane. Like hands down the best experience I've ever had, and I'm glad that we didn't use phones, because you know like some people just ruin the experience, and I see that a lot of the times in football as well, where you know they got the phones out, they're not watching the actual game, they're just recording, and it's just not really being in the experience. And that's something that me and the missus have been doing much more, where we don't really take pictures of, or we just like try to be there in the moment of like specific things. So it's always good to see. But now that Stranger Things thing was like hands down the best thing ever, and I'm just gutted that they haven't done anything like that yet. But I'm grateful that I did take a picture with Hopper, and we've got the picture still. Like we divided it into three. We're like, no, we need to have this. So that was actually insane. So no, like if you haven't seen the series ever, or if you haven't seen season 4, just do watch it. Like it's a really good storyline. Like it's cool. It's like nerdy-ish in a way, but it's got like the 70s vibe. But it's just really cool, man. Like the kids are jokes as well. They've got like the banter of like the movie It. So I love all of these like thriller and horror type of let's say genres. And for me, these type of like kids where they don't give a shit, like they start swearing, they got like the banter, like these type of programs and these series and movies is something that I just laugh at. And there's this Netflix kids type of thing as well, where I watched only recently. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll try searching it up and I'll mention it on the next video. I'm just thinking on top of my head what it was, but that one was something to do with like free school kids. I don't know what they had to do. I think someone has to kiss the girl or something like that, and it's just like some dumb stuff, man. But it was absolute banter. That was actually a really funny movie. So let me find out what the movie was called, and I'll mention it on my next video tomorrow. Okay. But yeah, guys, I'm just coming up to the end of the videos. We're just going to finish it off with some transfers on the transfer market, which of course are interesting. So just now, of course, we've got Rudiger that's been confirmed to move over to Real Madrid. You know, I was just looking at the story, and he was talking about like he actually wanted to stay at Chelsea, but it was a case about like the contract talks were just being delayed, and he just gave up. So hence why he moved over to Real Madrid. It's a 3-year deal. You know, a very interesting and very good buy for Madrid. I think he's going to be one of the highest paid players there within Madrid. So no, I think as a German international fan as well, I do think it's a good move. You know, you got Toni Kroos there as well. And again, Real Madrid just won the Champions League and they won the La Liga. So they are trying to redevelop their team. Rudiger is still fairly young. But again, becoming an oldie, but generally is still in one of his greatest forms at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Alaba then. Is he going to be operating as a left back and then being like that? Or they got Mendy still. So let's see how they operate now with the Madrid defence. So that'll be really interesting. And then yeah, you got Pogba going back to Juve, which is a banter buy. So yeah, so good luck to him. I think of course he's going to become world class again, and then United will buy him for like 200 million. So yeah, looking forward to that when he's like 36 years old. He's not going to be a Ronaldo, guys. So yeah, GG's to United. But yeah, let's see what happens with the other transfers. Again, we're coming to the end of the video, guys. I do appreciate you guys. Those that are new, please do feel free to like and comment, and also to subscribe. Those that are oldies and goldies, thank you so much again. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Take care and peace. Bye-bye.
The electronic board showing 1 additional minute. And the referee allowing a opportunity here. Well, they pulled one back, but perhaps a bit too late in this contest. They haven't been at the races this evening. And so the referee